And you get onto this fishing boat and you look back and you realize that the person that you were on the jet ski with is nowhere to be found. So keep in mind that you're on the ocean for about 20 minutes and neither of your friends realize that you're gone.
You should definitely not take a taxi in Cartagena because you are risking yourself to get robbed.
I searched all throughout TikTok, what is the dark skin experience here as a woman?
You're not going to be treated like a valuable asset because you're disposable. They do your nails, they feel extremely drained because you talk too much. Same friend tells you you should have died in Colombia. Put a finger down, Vacation Horror Story Edition. Put a finger down if you spend months planning the perfect 21st birthday trip to Colombia and you decide to go out there with two of your closest friends. And the first couple days out there, you're enjoying yourself, everything is beautiful and perfect, but the third-ish day, you have a 5-stop party island tour scheduled. And when you wake up in the morning, you have this really weird, off-putting gut feeling. And something's just not right. And you have one friend who, during this tour, is really adamant about riding jet skis. They're really stuck on, I'm riding jet skis and that's that. And you tell this friend, like, hey, I don't think it's a really good idea for us to ride jet skis. Like, it could be dangerous out here. And the friend's like, no, we're riding jet skis. So you get to the final stop of this party island tour, and that friend gets on the jet ski first. You're drunk at this point. Your other friend decides to get on the jet ski. And, you know, you're off hiding somewhere, but someone asks you to get on a jet ski with them. So you're like, getting on a jet ski. So the two of you are on this jet ski, and for reference, your two friends already got off the jet ski, so they're on the island partying, and they both waited for each other to get off the jet ski, recorded each other, whatever. But when it's your turn to get on the jet ski, no one's recording you, waiting for you, watching you, nothing. So you're on the jet ski with this person, and the two of you end up colliding with a fishing boat. So you collide with the fishing boat, and the jet ski flips over, and the two of you are immediately thrown into water, deep underwater in the middle of the Caribbean Sea with lots of waves. And that's it. You think it's it. You think you're gonna die. And then your head pops out of water, you have a life vest on, and you're able to swim to safety and climb onto another fishing boat. And you get onto this fishing boat and you look back and you realize that the person that you were on the jet ski with is nowhere to be found. So keep in mind that you're on the ocean for about 20 minutes and neither of your friends realize that you're gone. And you finally make it back to safety and immediately notify Coast Guard what happened. So they spend the next 24 hours looking for this person in the ocean, and you're completely traumatized and don't feel like going anywhere. The next day, the same friend who was adamant about riding the jet skis insists that we go to a lounge beach club type of thing, and you're not really up for it, but then you feel bad and you're like, you know what, we spent a lot of time and money coming out here, I'm just gonna stick it out and go. So you go to the beach club and you're in a really down mood, and you end up getting a call. So you end up getting a call notifying you that the person that you were on the jet ski with was found deceased, and now you really don't feel like going anywhere. So you spend the next 2 days in your Airbnb while your friends are out having fun, and you're just in a really down, depressed mood. So now the trip is over and you're on the plane ride back to Boston, and on the airplane you're about 2 rows behind your friends. And you overhear the same friend who was your nail tech at the time, and, you know, this is the same friend that was adamant about getting on the jet skis, talking about you. And this friend says that you're a cool person, but every time they do your nails, they feel extremely drained because you talk too much. So at this point, you're extremely overwhelmed, and you hear this right when the plane lands, so you just grab all your things and go. And you're trying not to cry in the airport, but you cry in the airport. And you go home, and you don't even say anything to your friends, you just say, like, bye and leave. Like, that's it. And a couple months later, you end up having a falling out with this friend, and the same friend tells you you should have died in Colombia. And you take this as a life lesson that you need to watch the energy and the people that you keep around you, because whatever way they feel about you, they can project that energy onto you, and you can have very negative outcomes from that.
I think Well, I know for sure you shouldn't have been on a trip with them. Like, somebody passed. That girl wanted to get on jet skis, and they kept going on with the trip like nothing happened. I would have probably tried to book a earlier flight to come home and left the situation, but that's how it is. These ladies, they don't care about each other, man. It's dog eats dog.
If you haven't seen the story about the girls that went to Colombia, specifically Cartagena, they were almost kidnapped, you are missing out. I went to Cartagena last year for my birthday, and I will say there are some red flags that do need to be talked about. Off the bat, a lot of red flags were happening. Our flight was delayed about 3 or 4 times. We did not reach there till nighttime, which originally we were supposed to reach there like midday. After we went to baggage to claim our baggage, we realized that our suitcases were beat up, like tore up. One of us was missing a wheel, literally had a hole into his like luggage. There were videos that were helpful that stated you should definitely not take a taxi in Cartagena because you are risking yourself to get robbed. We knew about a rideshare app. I don't remember the name, but we ended up taking out money and exchanging it. When we came out, there was a whole bunch of guys just lined up wanting to know who needs a taxi.
Every country is like that.
Approached us, and at first I was telling my boyfriend like, no, let's just use the app, but my phone, I don't have no reception right now. T-Mobile is bugging out. It was just one guy that came up to us and told us like, hey, I can get you guys to your hotel. When we got in the car, we saw that there was now 2. One guy in the driver's seat that wasn't the guy that came up to us, and the other guy that was in the passenger seat. Learn from our experience. Never tell them exactly where you're from. I specifically don't tell them that you're from New York. Before we drove off, they quoted us a certain price to get us to our hotel, and we stayed at Dreams Caravana, which is the same hotel that those girls stayed at as well. They drove us to the hotel, so it was pitch black. You couldn't see anything. I know that we drove over like a bridge of some sort to get to the hotel. They ended up telling us, oh no, it's not this price. We meant this price. I just honestly felt very uneasy, so I was just like, okay, we're gonna just have to give them whatever we got. And he runs off to go to the ATM to take out more money. I'm not gonna lie, that probably wasn't even a good decision because I am a girl. They could have drove off with me.
Yeah, they could have.
And while I was waiting for him and I'm trying to blow up his phone, trying to see if my messages are gonna go through, telling him to hurry up, like I hear the door lock. Like I hear him say something in Spanish and then he locks the door. Thankfully, the people that normally take your bags in and all of that, they are standing there outside just waiting. Okay, we ended up just booking through the rideshare app, and we stuck with the one driver that we had the whole way through the trip, and he made sure that we got to our destination safely. Cartagena is such a beautiful place. I do think that it's a great place to go and travel, like as in like to see the land, the beautiful people, the culture itself, but I do feel like it's a very dangerous place to go to. I feel bad that this happened to the girls, and I really hope that they don't let this ruin them going on any other trips in the future. I hope that they heal because that is a traumatic experience, and I would not wish that on anybody.
Now, what does this sound like to you? It sounds exactly like what I named in the title: female entitlement. Now, what feminism has done, because even with black women, they feel like they should be treated a certain way. Well, I say this: if you feel that way, only go to certain countries. They have a slew of countries out there that will give you the treatment you like. A lot of them are in Western style vacation resorts, and they're out there. Actually, I got this lady right here, right? This lady here in the next video is going to show you guys what kind of resorts is best for women to go to. Let's see. Well, for entitled women to go to.
I was treated like a queen, baby, as a black woman. First stop is Amsterdam, Netherlands.
Amsterdam.
Love this place down. I highly recommend this place as a black woman who's into solo traveling. You will feel absolutely safe, even at
Now look at Amsterdam. What does Amsterdam look like? A Western style country. They even have legalized weed, legalized prostitution. It's a place where you feel at home. Now, this is why they're not going to go there, because this lady right here most likely has money. But let me let her finish.
night. First of all, the men there are so, oof, baby, they look so good. And I don't know what's in the breast milk, but a lot of the men are literally like
Yeah,
7 feet
usually
and
told
above
over there.
from their period. Loved it. When I tell you, it's such a multicultural place. You have men from all these Mediterranean islands, Italy, Spain, and they are very forward and upfront about their desire for beautiful women like you, and they are not ashamed. Plus, baby, these men come up with some
Damn.
resources. Frankfurt, Germany. Now, if you follow my content, you know I have a love-hate relationship with this
Another
place.
Western style country.
Germany in general is just like that ex-boyfriend where it's like one moment y'all good, one minute y'all not. But it has nothing to do with the men per se. It's just like their culture and the way they do stuff. But definitely was in Frankfurt. Let me tell you, the men literally are very enamored by your beauty. They're very enamored by the way melanated women, you wear your hair, how you're just your aura about you. They literally will stare you down, baby. Literally. And you have some that are like that are courageous enough to come and ask for your number and come inquire about, hey, are you single, blah blah blah. Well, sometimes they can be very intimidated, but I have a love-hate relationship with this place. But I will say, when I was there, made me
Yeah,
feel
Germany's
complete.
more for
Besides,
men.
like the airport people that are just generally rude in general, especially if you don't speak German. Lastly, London. Not sure if it's the
Western.
American accent or whatever. Maybe it's just the demeanor or whatever. But when I tell you, absolutely felt like a queen. Queen Elizabeth, who, what, when, where, why. Loved it. The men were very much respectful, very forward, very pleasant as well. Like very polite.
Now, you see that? What is London? London is the West. Amsterdam, just like the West. Germany, just like the West. But Germany is a place, if she didn't like it, that's more for men. Now, this is the thing. All black women aren't the problem. I have to say that. Yes, I admit, I repeat, all black women aren't the problem. Why do I say that? Look at these black women in Colombia.
Hey, beautiful dress, hello. Hey, the rapper say you hello. Hey, Cartagena, welcome. You most beautiful singer below. Hey, yeah, lady, welcome forever to Cartagena. She has style of Carolina Herrera. Dale, booty club. Hey, dale, Jamaica. Blessing for everybody, bombo clap. Everybody, bombo clap. Hey, everybody. What you gonna do when she come for you? Hot there. What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
Let's go song.
Hey, forever Rastafari. Hey, she's the best company. She's the queen. You know what I mean? Hey, lady, you're looking fantastic.
See, now they're out there. They're in Colombia having the time of their life. That's why I had to show that, because not all are entitled. I'm sure they may have some. I don't know these ladies. I'm sure they may be somewhat, but are they as bad as the others? Most likely not. Right? I don't know where they're from. I don't know how they were raised. I don't know how they think, but obviously they're out there having the time of their life, enjoying their trip.
Hey guys, my name is Madge. I'm coming on here to just share my experience as a dark-skinned woman in Thailand.
I gotta say this before she talks. This woman is gorgeous. She's gorgeous. She looks like a model. Like I tell my wife all the time, you have those black women who look like you put white skin on them. She looked like a white woman. That's how you know the culture and where women originate from. Cause she put pale skin on her, you're like, wow, that's a white woman. Like she has that look, that model look. But I want to hear what she says. Her experience as a dark-skinned woman in
I
Thailand?
searched all throughout TikTok, what is the dark skin experience here as a woman, solo traveling, and being dark skinned. And it was kind of hard for me to find. So that's why I'm coming on here to just enlighten people and explain how my experience was. I'd like to say that Chiang Mai was literally the best area I've stayed in while I was in Thailand. The people here are very respectful, people here are very kind, and the food, 10 out of 10. I'm saying this because my experience in Phuket and Phi Phi Islands almost made me leave Thailand. And that is because they were just some ignorant tourists. As soon as I got in the airport, people were just looking, laughing at me. And then, like, while I was walking through night markets in Phuket, people were literally taking their phones out, video recording me. People were literally taking pictures of me, you know? I got a
You see, you look at her, right? She's gorgeous. She is. She thinks they're looking at her taking pictures like, look at this ugly woman. They're probably shocked that a black woman looks like this. Seriously. They're taking pictures going, wow, she's so pretty. Okay, come look at this girl right here. Come look at her. I'll let my wife be the judge. No. How does she look? How does she look?
Oh, she's like Barbie.
My wife said she's like Barbie, right? So they're taking pictures going, oh, I see a black Barbie. But let me let her continue.
little giggle here and there from like very few Thai people, but most of the ignorance did come from tourists. And I'm very mad at myself that I allowed that to get to me, but it will get to you. And I allowed it to get to me. But I'd like to say that Chiang Mai really changed that experience for me. I felt nothing but love here. I felt welcomed here. I felt no different than anybody here. And I stayed here about 7 days. I'll continue to share my experiences with you during my journey to Thailand. And I'll also share where I went, where I stayed in Chiang Mai. So follow me for more.
She's feeling a certain way. Now, I'll tell you, when I first came to the Philippines, I experienced the same thing, but not in the same way. No, you get some people that look at, yeah, she's darker.
Oh, no, because in Thailand,
Yeah.
they really like a little bit white because
Yeah, I know.
my co-teacher, they like white there.
It's like that in the Philippines too. That's what I'm saying. I understand the culture, but you have some people making fun of you, and some people are enamored by your beauty. So I gotta get into this next clip because the next lady breaks it down. Hear what she says.
Travels, watch this video. All Black women who travel, specifically Black Americans, this is for you. Your beauty isn't often seen. The glow that you carry with you every day isn't often seen. The way you put together outfits and the way you arrange your jewelry isn't often seen. The beauty in how your body is shaped isn't often seen. The cadence and the melody of your voice as it emulates from your body isn't often heard. And at times when content is made about how you are stared at, how you are leered at, how you are looked at when traveling, it's seen in a negative perspective. Let me shift this. And this comes from me.
She's right. She said when you make content, and it's like she's talking to the lady before this, right? Because it is seen in a negative light. Because you'll find a lot of people that will say, this girl is gorgeous, from Thailand. Then you'll have some that will say, Naka. Those are the people you can't care about. There's going to be racist people everywhere in the world. You got to accept it. But let me let her finish.
I was a flight attendant for 15 years. I've been to almost 70 countries. I lived outside the country for about 7 years. And I've been everywhere, numerous times. Often we are looking at others looking at us through our perspective of what we think others are thinking of us, especially coming from the US. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Because the baggage that you're carrying isn't understood when we travel abroad. And I say this because your beauty is magnetic. This is why people aren't staring. They're just attracted to the glow about you. People aren't picking you apart. They just have never seen something so beautiful. People aren't thinking of these negative words to say. They're just trying to arrange how can something be so fascinating, grateful, goddess-like, and just truly the best element of what beauty is. So when you are in these spaces and you see these looks, I understand it's only because what you have is not normally seen in where you are. Your beauty, the different hues of skin, how your eyes and your teeth are just radiating when you smile and when you talk. Carry that and understand that your beauty isn't seen. No one is staring out at you out of disgust. They just can't take their eyes off of this magnificent wonder. Accept that you're beautiful and accept that your beauty is so unique that you are going to gain attention wherever you go. And it feels good, baby. Make it work for you.
I like the message she's putting out there, but I'm a realist. I say a lot of those people taking pictures of the last girl, but probably taking pictures because she's beautiful, right? She's actually gorgeous. And you have some that were making fun of you probably, and it was most likely the tourists. But you can't think about that. How old are you? What's your age? You haven't been through anything in your I forgot, a lot of you haven't been through anything in your life. So you got to work on that. You got to work on that.
My experience in Qatar as a black woman. Again, my first time posting one of these videos. Why do you have to mention that you're a black woman? Just share your experience. I would expect from somebody who is not. I'm sharing my experience as a black woman because it matters. We are treated differently around the world. So yes, me posting my experience as a black woman is significant, is important, and it does help others. Being said, let's discuss my experience as in Qatar. I love Qatar, and everybody that I came across was really helpful and very nice. Not face any racism while I was visiting Qatar. Utmost respect, and everyone was very inviting. People from all over the world here in Qatar, travels approved. Check out my other Qatar.
I second what she's saying. When you travel and you're a black content creator, you have to say you're black. As the other woman said in Thailand, she said, I searched black woman. People search that. You have black people that search that. Like, even when I first traveled to the Philippines, they wanted to see that a black man was in the Philippines. And I believe I was one of the first to make content long term in the Philippines. So that's what guys want to see. Actually, it's smart from a marketing standpoint. You have to put that. You have to let your people know, hey, this is what I'm going through. This is my experience. This is what you will most likely experience as well.
Date men that let you be the princess.
Here you go.
And leave the princesses to go find their king. If he thinks he is the prize, you are not something that's going to be won. Your presence is not going to be something that's appreciated. You're not going to be treated like a valuable asset because you're disposable. He sees himself as the prize, as something that needs to be won over. So you're going to have to go above and beyond to make him feel that way. That's not a place you want to be. That's going to put you in a very regressive state. This is not even about masculine energy and feminine energy. I'm just talking about the nature of the relationship. There can't be two. So if you see a man that wants to be wined and dined, that wants to have things planned for him, now I'm not saying that you can't reciprocate appreciation to your partner. That's not what I'm saying. But in the early stages, that's not your job.
And in corporate, how y'all doing? Y'all all right? Come on, let's take a collective deep breath. 1, 2, 3. yeah, it's starting, not even starting. Honestly, it's not really a big bother because I really detach from this world. And by world, I mean the corporate world. But sending emails in corporate America as a woman of color, specifically a black woman, because that's the experience that I know, it can be the communication Olympics. Because I just can't simply send an email without all of the pleasantries, right? As others can do. I just can't simply answer your question that you asked me. I have to hope that your day was well too. Out of fear of sounding aggressive, abrasive, short, all the things. Sometimes I do it because it's just like, I'm not about to hope your day was well and happy Monday and happy Friday you to death. At a certain point, it's like, hey. But, I feel like sometimes we do. We have to play the game. Or if you don't play the game, encourage your sis. Encourage me. Okay? But, yeah. I hope everyone is doing well. We're going to get through this. We will rise to the top.
Soon as just the girl says it, y'all mad. Interesting. I just really want to know, when are y'all going to be tired of being victims, right? When are you going to be tired of using the same excuse for your poor choices? Whenever it comes to having to be held accountable, we want to go into a sad sob story looking for pity. And that's all we do. Every time it comes down to calling us out, oh, it's a reason for this and it's a reason for that. And no, it's just what it is. It's what it is. We never ever want to be held accountable, and we throw these words around about how someone is dangerous and how they're hateful and how they hate themselves, all because they're calling out the truth. But again, we want to be victims. We won't be able to come up from the bottom if we stay in this victim mentality. Being a victim will keep you at the bottom, which is where we are.
So true. Being a victim will definitely keep you at the bottom, and it happens with black women mostly, but it also happens with black men as well. And I want every man out there to understand, just because I know a lot of guys aren't going to college, but just because you didn't go to college, you can make it, right? And don't let anyone tell you can't, like, especially if you're a young man and you're getting out of high school and you're deciding, wait a minute, I don't want to go to college and spend a bunch of money. I say it'll be okay, but you have to be ready to work hard, and you have to be focused, and you have to have something that's definitely going to make you money. So yeah, with that being said, I say work on yourself. Whether you're a man or a woman, work on yourself. Still, I don't think women should work on themselves. I think they should allow a man or help a man, but I'm old school, so don't shoot the messenger. But yeah, guys, thank y'all for watching. Peace out. See you next video.